Women's Euros is well underway and England have already started their campaign.
Come on, England!
Now, unfortunately, they started their campaign off with a 2-1 loss to France.
You're joking.
But there is a lot of expectation and maybe a little bit of added pressure on their shoulders because if you didn't know, they won the Euros back in 2022. They are the reigning champions, they are the current holders of the Euros title. And because it was so recent, we've managed to reunite the team on FC25. Now, before we jump into it then, if you guys are new around here and you like what you see, please feel free to leave a like down below and hit the subscribe button as well. I'd appreciate it very, very much. And without any further ado then, let's jump into this Lionesses squad. Here we are then with the Lionesses from 2022. Now, as I said, it was only 3 years ago. They are the current holders of the Euros tournament. It was meant to be 2021, but obviously I'm pretty sure it was postponed due to COVID into 2022. So it really wasn't that long ago at all. The England women's team did manage to win that Euros tournament, the first major trophy the country has ever won, and it was the first win in a Euros, not only for the women, but for the entire country as well. The men have never won their version of the Euros. The men have won the World Cup, and now the women have won the Euros. But before we jump into the squad, let me give you a little history lesson on Euro 2022. I say a history lesson, it was only 3 years ago. It was in all of our lifetimes. But anyway, England actually ended up hosting the tournament, and they were put into a group with Austria, Norway, and Northern Ireland. England managed to pick up a 1-0 win against Austria in their first group game thanks to a goal from Beth Mead. And then it would appear they found their form a little bit because in the second group game they beat Norway 8-0.
Jesus Christ.
I'm pretty sure by this point they were already qualified out of the group, but just to make sure they went and battered Northern Ireland 5-0 as well in the final group game, just to ensure their place in the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, the quarterfinal ended up being against Spain, who definitely have one of the best women's teams by far, but thanks to a 2-1 win and a 96th minute winner from Georgia Stanway, England progressed into the semi-finals. The semi-finals were much more comfortable, coming up against Sweden, who England easily dispatched 4-0 and progressed to the Euros final. And to make it even more tense, if that was even possible, of course, we faced Germany in the final. But thanks to a goal from Ella Toone and a 110th minute winner from Chloe Kelly, England managed to win the final 2-1 and win the Euros 2022. Women's football back then was not as popular as it is now, and even saying that, it's still not as popular as many people would like it to be. I'm really enjoying this tournament. I would say I am a fan of the women's team, but even I didn't watch the group stages of the last tournament. I only really started watching from the quarterfinals onwards when I thought England would have a chance of winning. And speaking as a man who's done a Road to Glory series around a women's football player this year, I can tell you the interest is still not very high. But it is going in the right direction. A lot of people are tuning into the England games. The biggest teams in the tournament are actually filling out stadiums. The hype is definitely growing. And why not jump on the hype train and rebuild the team on FC25? So that's enough yapping, that's enough of a history lesson. And we jump into the team. Now, as I have mentioned previously, there are so many of them. Literally these entire starting 11, which started every single game. Serena Wiegmann did not change her team at all. The entire starting 11 can be remade on FC25 and with some players to spare, even some players from the bench. We've got Ella Toone, who of course scored in the final. We've got Chloe Kelly, who scored the winner in the final. We've got Greenwood, who I think has just made her 100th England appearance in the last match against France, which is pretty insane. And we have Paris, who unfortunately was an SBC that I didn't do, so she is not going to make the squad, unfortunately. However, we still have 4 spaces on the bench left, so I thought why not combine the 2022 team with some new players from the 2025 team. There we go. Here they are. Honestly, the England women's team is actually on paper, I say on paper, on FIFA, pretty good. I actually didn't know that Lauren James didn't feature last tournament. I just thought she's an absolute stalwart in the team, but clearly she's been added to the team in between those tournaments, and you'd have thought having the core squad from last year plus the new additions of James and Letitia, Clinton, Charles, who have both had really good seasons, you'd have thought the team would be even stronger and we'd just win it back to back. However, as I have said, we kicked it off with a defeat to France. But that is the bench filled out, and we can finally jump into the starting 11. The winners from the last tournament. Starting off in goal, it is of course Mary, Queen of Shots, Mary Earps. She would still be England's #1, I'm sure, but unfortunately a couple of weeks before the tournament started, she did retire from international football. However, last tournament, she was immense. 4 clean sheets in 6 games, and she was named as part of the team of the tournament. Unfortunately for me though, the only special card she's ever received this year is a centre attacking mid. So it's just going to have to be her normal gold card today. Moving from the goalkeeper to the left centre back then, we have got Leah Williamson. Another player included in the 2022 team of the tournament and the captain of the team. She's also part of the squad that just won the Champions League, which meant that I had 2 96 rated cards to choose from. Moving across to her centre back partner, Millie Bright. Another player who played in every match in 2022, but unfortunately another player who is not there in 2025 as she recently pulled out of the squad due to mental health reasons, and you know what? Fair play to her. At right back, we have her Chelsea teammate, Lucy Bronze. As well as winning in 2022, she's playing in 2025, and that means she's playing in her 6th major international tournament for England. Her only goal in 2022 was the 2nd goal in the 4-0 win versus Sweden to take England to the final, and hopefully she can do the same this tournament. Moving across to left back, now this one is a little bit interesting, because the left back that Serena Wiegmann picked in the England team in the 2022 Euros tournament is currently a striker on this game, and I'm not even talking about a shapeshifter, because the person who played left back in 2022 was Rachel Daly.
What?
Now I think last year on FC25 she did have an alternate position at left back because she played there. However, this year she doesn't for some reason, and considering it is a week into July, I'm not using a striker at left back. She can drop to the bench, and we're going to bring in a 2025 player. Niamh Charles is in the squad. I'm not using a striker at left back, man. I'm not doing it. Boring. Moving into the midfield then, we'll start off with a big fan favourite on the AFA channel, Georgia Stanway. If you too are a big fan of Georgia Stanway, then please do feel free to check out the Stanway Story RTG YouTube series that you can find right here on the AFA channel. Moving across to her CDM partner, Kira Walsh. Yet another Chelsea player and yet another player who featured in the team of the tournament. As well as being player of the match in the final in the last tournament, she's probably also England's player of the tournament this year as well, since at the time of recording she has scored England's only goal. Moving across to the centre attacking mid, then we have Fran Kirby. As previously mentioned, she did start all 6 games in the 2022 tournament, however she didn't manage to get any goals. And she won't get any in this Euros either, since after the 2022 tournament, she announced her retirement from international football. Moving into the front 3 then, on the left we have another Euros card, Lauren Hemp. She did manage to get a goal in the last tournament, but it was one of the 8 goals that we scored against Norway. Hopefully she can pick up a couple more this year. Now normally I'd go across to the right winger first, but I'm saving it for a special reason. Up front though, we do have another Champions League winner, Alessia Russo. She was much more efficient in front of goal in the last Euros, as she was England's 2nd top scorer with 4 goals, including one in the 4-0 win in the semi-finals to take England to the final. And not to mention she had to compete for her position against England women's all-time top scorer Ellen White. Now I did say I was saving the right winger for a special reason, and that's because I'm saving it for the 2022 player of the tournament, Beth Mead. She managed to score 6 goals in the 2022 tournament, including a hat-trick against Norway, and I'm really hoping that she can replicate that sort of form in this year's Euros. But with that being said, this is the Lionesses squad. Now, the only downside is I've got normal Mary Earps in goal because I don't have a choice, and unfortunately Fran Kirby's Grassroots Greats card, I think, is for some reason extinct. So I reckon she's going to come off quite quickly, probably for Ella Toon. It is the big month of July, and I don't really fancy using an 86 rated inform.
Fair enough.
All that's left to do then is add a manager, make sure the custom tactics are working, sort out the kit numbers for my OCD, and we'll jump into a game.
Showtime.
Here we go then, with the Lionesses squad. Let me see who we're coming up against. Is it by any chance someone who has rebuilt the entire Wales squad of this year?
No.
We're back, baby.
Beatable. Ramsdale in goal. It is July. Okay, yeah, just checking. Come on, the girls. Russo. Gets the first shot off, saved by Ramsdale. Somehow, counter attack. It's Kirby. Go on, Kurt. Oh my gosh, she's through. She's away. Fran Kirby. Fran Kirby for England. It's been saved.
I like it.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. A calamity. A calamity of errors. All of which were my fault.
I mean, that's true.
He's through again. I thought he was offside. He's buried it again. Seamus Coleman's buried it. What's going on? Right. Come on. Russo. Hemp. Pull one back, please. There we go. Lauren Hemp. He has got an 81 rated keeper. Let's bear that one in mind. Kirby. Great ball. Great ball to Hemp. Hemp's just using her pace. They can't catch her. Oh, that would have been a Kirby assist.
Yoink.
Oh, Hemp's nicked it. Hemp has nicked it. I could sweat it. I'm going to sweat it now. Extra pass. Beth Media scored 6 goals, and you can't score 1 today. Kira Walsh, ping pot. Go on. Go on, Fran. Go on, Fran Kirby. The unbelievable has happened. Fran Kirby has scored. Not any of the 96 rated players on the team. The 86 rated player has bagged it. Half time. Good half. Well, not to begin with. A good second quarter. Kirby, you have done your bit, love. 85 shooting in the big month of July. Kirby's going to come off. We're going to play Ella Toon. I will, I think, at some point bring on Lauren James as well, because I did the SBC and I do want to try her out. Go on. Stanway's got it. What a ball. Russo. Hemp on the overlap. What a challenge, man. How is he getting away with all of these? Finds Russo. The Arsenal players linking up nicely. Back to Beth Mead. He's moved his keeper, but Lauren Hemp has turned it in. The comeback is complete. 3-2 up. I don't know how Beth Mead hasn't scored a goal, to be honest. She's had so many chances. Literally player of the tournament. Cannot score a goal to save her life on this game. Ella Toon to Russo. The podcast unlucky.
Yoink.
Oh my gosh, Ella Toon. Stanway. Not a Lauren Hemp hat trick. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Lauren Hemp. Go on, Mary. Mary, queen of shots. Safe pair of hands. Not the most accurate thrower, but Mead's made the most of it. Go on, Laetitia. What a challenge. Starts the counter-attack. Ella Toon plays it out to Lauren James. Lauren James goes around the outside and whips the ball in. I probably shouldn't have done that. I think the tallest woman in here is 5'7". I probably shouldn't have crossed it in. Kira Walsh, what a ball. Beth Mead, player of the tournament if you didn't know. Beth Mead, surely now. Hit the post. Well done, Laetitia. Get rid of it. That's going to be the game. Beth Mead just was destined not to score, unfortunately. If the England women's team can play like that against the Netherlands and then on Sunday against Wales, I don't see why we can't go back to back. Well, Spain maybe. Spain are really good. But anyway, what a performance from the English women. 2 goals down to being 2 goals up. They're honestly insane. A hat-trick from Lauren Hemp and a goal from Fran Kirby was enough. And as I said, if England can play like that in a tournament, we stand a pretty good chance of going back to back. I'm going to leave that video there for today though, so if you guys have enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like down below. If you're new around here, please feel free to subscribe. Turn on those notifications to get notified when future videos come live. Come on, England, and I will see you all in my next video. See ya.